Good afternoon and good evening, YouTube. This is BullSlayer here, coming at you once again with more content. I would like to say that if this is your first time to the channel, I would like to welcome you. Thank you for stopping by. I would like to also thank all my returning subscribers for being patient in my absence, as I haven't been here posting for a while, maybe a couple of weeks, and that's because duty calls. I do have a life, I have a household that I have to provide for, I have to put food on the table, and in times like these, it's very hectic as far as scheduling. So maybe in September, with the type of job that I have, maybe in sometime after September, maybe in October, it'll be a little bit better. But with that being said, let me say that nothing in this video is financial advice. Please do your own research. So today I just want to talk to you about pretty much the state that we're in, or our current status. So we know that yesterday, Jerome Powell announced they'll be making a rate hike of 0.75%. Excuse me. And we know that the last rate hike was 0.75%. And then at the same time, they say that we're approaching a recession. We're already in a recession, people. And, I just want to bring a little awareness to people, and everything that I provide in this video is just from my observation. And it also has to do with investing in crypto too. So in my opinion, the federal, let's read this real quick. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday enacted its second consecutive 0.75 percentage point interest rate increase as it seeks to tamp down runaway inflation without creating a recession. Now, do you see right here? They've been lying to us since day one. And, when you get into politics, it can be very controversial because a lot of people have different perspectives. Some people are uninformed. Some people are overinformed, and then you have those there who just, take it at face value for what it is. In my observation, we are in a recession. And they tell you that they raised this 0.75 basis points without creating a recession. In taking the benchmark overnight borrowing rate up to a range of 2.25 to 2.5, the moves in June and July represent the most stringent consecutive action since the Fed began using the overnight funds rate as a principal tool for monetary policy in the early 1990s. While the Fed funds rate mostly directly impacts the banks charge each other for short-term loans, it feeds into a multitude of consumer products such as adjustable mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. The increase takes the funds rate to the highest level since December 2018. So what's going on here with this rate hike? With this rate hike, that means that auto loans are going to increase in the percentage. On housing, the interest rates are going to increase. Banks, like if you have any kind of credit card loans or anything like that, they're going to increase. While we know CDs, mutual funds, and everything, that decreases. The capital gains tax is going to increase eventually again. And so when we see stuff like this, it's a warning, because they don't mention retail, but anytime that they do a capital gains, I mean, not a capital gains, but anytime they do a rate hike on the interest rates, what that means is that you're going to see rate hikes with retailers. We're talking the stores that we normally shop at, Walmart, Target. You're going to see an increase in those, as far as pricing on food that we buy and products that we buy every day, because they have to keep their head above water in order to stay in the game. While you're going to see a lot of people getting laid off their jobs, depending on what kind of work you're in, people are going to be getting laid off their jobs. It's already happening. And so, in my opinion, what they're trying to do, they say they're trying to do one thing, but there's a lot of things at play in here, because the dollar, the government has control over us. The dollar is a tool for control, okay? And they're losing that control because the dollar is losing its value. So when you do this, a lot of people that are uninformed, they run to the dollar, okay? Instead of running to crypto or gold as a hard asset or something like that, they run what they've been raised to believe in. So the dollar regains a little bit of strength, but the dollar's not going to be around for too much longer. Digital currency is going to take over. And we see the government postponing things as we, before they actually usher in this new digital currency that's going to be global, because they need to set up everything, and you can't just set it up overnight when you're trying to reset the economy. So that is what they're trying to do. So now, with that being said, I want to get into something, because I was in a lot of DeFi projects in crypto. At this point, I have got out of the DeFi projects, and I'm only I'm still in DeFi, but I'm only in two projects, and I was in several because I like to be diversified. However, I want you to look at this real quick with me, if you will. I'm only using this for observational purposes only. So if we go here, okay, and because there's a lot of projects out there in this time. Now understand that in this time with rate hikes and things and so forth, a lot of these developers, they know what is taking place, and they're trying to prepare. And one of the easiest ways to generate fast revenue in the mass amounts is through DeFi projects. And so if we go, I want to go right here. So let's take this project for instance. Now, this is a pinned tweet from May the 21st, and we see this chart going up. Well, we all know that this was supposed to be an anti-dump mechanism, that was supposed to sustain the project. But we also seen this chart go all the way down. So then, okay, they say it was an exploit. We migrate over to a version 2. So if we go here and we look at version 2, you see this right here? You see this. Now the exploit was supposed to have been fixed, and we see this. And if, let me see if we can, you see this long, you see this straight down, straight down, straight down, straight down. And then we finally just recently get a buy-in. Now, when we see charts like, and there's many of them, okay? If we go and we look at Titano, we see trading sideways, then we see all the way down. If we go to what's another one? What's another one that I have been in that I got out of? Let's go to Spear. Spear Finance. It's not coming up. So I have LockPay V2. Let me see. It was one called Lucky 777 that I was in, and I don't know if that one will populate. I don't know why it's not populating, but I was in some of these programs. But one thing that I want to point out real quick with this is that if we go here, if we scroll down a little bit, you see now, as promised, ownership of LockPay V2 has been renounced. Michael will still remain in control as CEO and will continue to work hard to ensure its success. Let's continue to march forward and change DeFi for the better. LockPay to the moon. Now, this is the same thing that happened to version 1, the first version. Now, when I see someone saying that they have renounced ownership, so what does that mean? So let's go see what renounce means. Here's the word renounce. Okay, it says, because it renounced, when you go here and you see with the ed on the end of it, that means past tense. That means it's already happened. Okay, formally declare one's abandonment of a claim, right, or possession. So what that is saying is that this guy abandoned his project that he created. He abandoned his ownership or his right to this project. However, he's gonna continue to remain in control as CEO and continue to work hard. That is a huge red flag for me. I've been in DeFi for quite some time. I've never heard anything like this in a project, and so it keeps going. It keeps going. In the Telegram, you got these guys just pumping it up, and it just continues to drop. And when we see stuff like this, this is what I identify as a slow rug. Continuing to make promises, continuing to move on, and yet slowly draining the contract. And so we have so I don't want to continue for too long, but all I want to say is beware. I believe that what project was that? It was Titan. I believe it was Titan that most recently they did some shady stuff and pulled some funds out of the contract. I think Dial King did a YouTube video about it and stuff like that. See, all this stuff is shady. We have to be careful. And that's why I only remain in 2 projects. So if you watch my next upcoming videos, you will hear about those 2 projects. So, I mean, leave your thoughts in the comments. With that being said, you know how we do it over here? When there's blood in the streets, we still get money. With that being said, this is your boy BullSlayer, and I'm out. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.